It can be said that the Earth during the time of the dinosaurs, that is before 66 million years ago, was a paradise for dinosaurs. They were the ruler of the earth and all kinds of food were abundant for them on this land. But suddenly everything changed. A gigantic asteroid changed its direction towards Earth. The asteroid was rapidly heading towards Earth, but the inhabitants of Earth were completely unaware. Scientists estimate that the diameter of this asteroid was up to 80 kilometers, which is something equivalent to a large city. When this rock hit the Earth, it was so large that its end was at the height where airplanes fly today. The impact of this rock created a massive crater that is now underwater. That crater, created at the bottom of the Gulf of Mexico, is 150 kilometers wide and 20 kilometers deep. Many asteroids have hit Earth, but this was one of the largest. After this impact, the world was thrown into chaos in an instant. A mega tsunami rose up and moved in all directions. Scientists say the height of these waves reached up to 1.5 kilometers. The gigantic waves battered the surrounding lands for 10 hours, but this was not the peak of the disaster. The explosion caused by this impact was 100 million times stronger than the Tsar bomb of Russia, the strongest atomic bomb ever tested. Forests within a 1,000-kilometer radius of the impact caught fire after the water receded. The world had turned into hell. Amidst this chaos, a 12-magnitude earthquake also occurred. This earthquake was so powerful that even in the southernmost parts of Argentina, mountains began to collapse. These were the first hours of the disaster. Within a 1,500 kilometers radius of the impact, animals and plants were completely annihilated. Animals outside this 1,500 kilometer radius perished in other waves. When the gigantic asteroid hit the Earth, it broke into pieces, and these pieces returned to the sky. The impact was so immense that some of these pieces reached the stratosphere. 40 minutes after the impact, all the fragments of this asteroid, each like a firebomb, rained down on the Earth. No unfortunate animal had a way to escape. This has been proven because fragments of this asteroid have been found all over the world. These fiery bombs caused fires wherever they strike, and almost half of the world turned into hell. The dinosaurs were almost wiped out. Those few that survived were eliminated within 2 hours of the impact due to the fires and the intense heat. At that time, most of the world was covered with forests, and the fires spread everywhere. In those first 2 hours, 75% of animals and plants perished, and animals weighing more than 25 kilograms were unable to survive and all died. The particles raised into the air by the impact, along with the smoke from the massive fire, covered the earth and blocked sunlight from reaching the ground. This situation lasted for a year and there was no sunlight. The remaining plants died off. This situation caused acid rain, which also prevented aquatic animals from surviving. Many died, but a few remained. The largest survivors were turtles and crocodiles, which lived in the water. The survival of animals on both land and water remains a major question for scientists. They wonder how these creatures manage to survive under such harsh conditions. After a year, the smoke cleared and the sun reappeared, but the earth was unrecognizable as the once green land had turned into a barren desert. When the sun returned, the soil breathed and the first plants to reappear were ferns. During this year, there was no food available on land, leading to the extinction of terrestrial animals. Only a few animals weighing less than 600 grams survived. This situation for animals continued for 100,000 years. Eventually, animals began to grow larger, with the largest being about the size of a small dog. During these 100,000 years, plants also gradually improved, allowing life to slowly return. After 200,000 years since the explosion, better plants like arrowwoods, a type of white walnuts, started to grow, enabling life to flourish. This white walnut tripled the diversity of animals. The largest animal reached 25 kilograms, but the true turning point of Earth came after 700,000 years when wild beans began to grow across the planet. These beans were crucial for the evolution of animals because they were rich in protein. This not only increased animal diversity but also their size, with the largest animals reaching 50 kilograms but about the size of a cheetah. Over these 700,000 years, the weight of animals increased from 600 grams to 50 kilograms, astonishing scientists. They believe that 700,000 years is a very short time for such rapid evolution. The oceans, however, recovered much more slowly. Scientists estimate that it took 3 million years for the ocean to return to normal. Dinosaurs were not completely extinct. Small birds are their descendants. Birds are the only survivors of dinosaurs, and from those giant creatures, they are what remain. Many scientists believe that the survival of these birds is due to their ability to build nests, which help them survive. Another reason for their survival was the absence of humans. If humans had been present, they would have roasted and eaten all of them. More than 60 million years later, humans arrived and took over the earth, which belonged to the animals, driving many of them to extinction one by one.